Hey, I'm Brittany Johnson, your host. WatchHollywood.tv is your new media entertainment brand for quality entertainment talk on the internet. Just like your primetime television talk show favorites, WatchHollywood.tv's The Internet's Talk Show brings live streaming quality talk TV and radio to viewers and listeners via the internet. Anyone, anywhere can log on to our website, www.watchhollywood.tv, and click on the On Air tab. And if you have scheduled live streaming talk show interviews featuring your favorite independent filmmaker, entertainment promoter, or even performance artist,
home to some of the finest venues live entertainment and dining has to offer. As a local or a tourist, you may want to try something new, fresh, and fun. The Internet's Talk Show lets you in on the cool in your town. We talk to the people, owners, and promoters, and they tell all. I'm Cynthia Garcia.
As a new media source for tell-all about emerging and independent Hollywood, we hit the streets. We meet and greet real people, introduce our show, and promote our live streaming broadcast, as well as our sponsors and guests of each episode. Live from the heart of Tinseltown, it's WatchHollywood.tv. What do you have to say? I'm Uriah Ross.
I'm going to WatchHollywood.tv.
WatchHollywood.tv. We are an internet talk show, and we give you information about all the venues and cool places to do in Los Angeles. I know you're not from here, so I know you need that information. Yes. I didn't hear you.
WatchHollywood.tv.
Awesome. Oh, come check us out. Awesome. Thank you so much.
WatchHollywood.tv. Nailed it.
You nailed it.
WatchHollywood.tv.
You heard it right here. WatchHollywood.tv.
I watch it.
Wanted a career that would combine my love of theatrics with communication. So that's how I came into radio, but television came first. I actually worked in TV as well as radio in San Francisco. And then I segued from the Bay Area to Los Angeles in 1994 when I worked for 92.3 The Beat, which was an amazing, enormous radio station here for hip-hop. So I worked with the likes of Destiny's Child when they got started, Janet Jackson, and so many others. Usher when he was very young, 16 at the time.
I think I saw Usher when he was in concert when he was 16.
Very young. And so that was my segue here to Los Angeles. And it was my education and my love of all things communication that got me into the career.
Okay, well, speaking of one of the things that you did was you used to be the co-host of The Foxhole, which is Jamie Foxx's show.
Yes.
How did you get started with that?
I've known Jamie for a very long time. We have a mutual friend in common. We used to DJ at his house when he lived in North Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
How fun.
But when the show started, I'm a friend also of Marcus King, who was his manager for many years, and also the executive producer of Ray, which won an Oscar. We all know each other, and we all started in the San Francisco Bay Area, with the exception of Jamie Foxx. So when the radio show was being put together, I was asked if I wanted to be a part of it, and the rest is my story. And I actually worked with Cheryl Underwood from comedy.
I love her. She is hilarious.
She's amazing.
She's so
amazing.
funny.
She's funny, and she's also very bright. A lot of people don't know she has a master's degree, and now she's on, I think, The Talk.
Yeah.
But we worked together in radio, and it was like really, really crazy with Jamie because at the time the show wasn't scripted. We had an outline. But when you get a lot of comedians in a room together, it spills over, it overflows.
I can't even imagine the energy in that room. Yeah.
Crazy. So someone has to be the narrator and reel everybody back in if you can, and many times you couldn't. But working with them for almost a year was really amazing, and that is what segued me into doing radio in Korea that came about. But I work with 92.3 The Beat here in Los Angeles, and of course with the Foxhole radio show.
Okay, well, yeah, that's my next point I wanted to make. So you did Jamie Foxx, and he went on to, rule. He's done so many films, TV, comedy, like everything like that. And Cheryl Underwood, music. Who knew he could sing as good,
Classically
Right, and then Cheryl Underwood going on to the TV, and then you went on to do radio in Korea, and you were the first African-American woman, which is amazing, to be a host in Korea.
Yes.
What, you've been around these people that made different changes like that. What helped you make that change to go to Korea? Growing up, being in the United States your whole life, were you scared or what?
No. That's interesting. I had one panic attack when I moved to Japan in 2001, and after that, no, because I believed in the higher power was carrying me. And every time I tried not to go someplace or tried to talk myself out, I kid you not, everything was handed to me on a silver platter. Everything lined up when I removed it and moved it out of line to give myself a reason not to go. But it did. Everything lined up. And so then I started to relax and to trust my instinct that God was leading me to do something greater, not just for myself, but for others. And once I got that into place, I kind of jumped into the abyss. So I'm the girl who runs and jumps.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I've been living my life abroad on purpose.
That's awesome. So originally you probably would say maybe yourself was your biggest challenge. Like once you got over that hump of being maybe intimidated or something like that, everything kind of just unfolded for you.
Yeah, I still get nervous like everybody else. I mean, most people do. It's a human reaction. But I'm a double Aries. And I have dragons and angels on guard all the time. But, I say that because it's true. I think you have to have some belief outside yourself that that's moving you and that will sustain you and hold you. And keep your own dreams alive, because those dreams do keep you alive.
Right.
So with that being said, I ran to it, and I still do. And anytime that I may have a fear that something doesn't go well, I have a well-laid plan. I try to anyway. I incorporate my beliefs, and then I move.
All right. So, I think the only natural next question is, where are you running to next? Like, what do you see in your future?
Well, there are a lot of things that are happening. Now that I'm back here in the States, Asia will always knock on the door. I've had several offers to go back to Beijing, and one for Shanghai, and 2 offers for Japan. But right now I'm looking to stay home here in Los Angeles, be closer to my mom, and to be closer to my friends that I have not seen in a while. So it feels good to be back here. And certainly to be a part of WatchHollywood.tv. I mean, amazing that the show is around, because it's internet-based, and it will feature a lot of the up-and-coming indie films, as you had mentioned, and artists who are on the cutting edge of what's happening with fun and entertainment and arts and entertainment as we now know it here in Los Angeles and Hollywood, as well as around the world. So I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, and speaking of this show, with it being internet-based, when you started your career to how it is now, what is probably the biggest change as far as the internet and how people can get seen versus how they couldn't back in the day? Like, I know you probably dealt with different challenges because the internet wasn't so big back then, as compared to now. Like, what do you think is so different now, starting versus you starting when you did?
Well, you said it. It's the net. It's social media. It's the net. I mean, before you had a cell phone, but then that was about it. It wasn't a smartphone, it was a cell phone. It didn't do the things that a computer does. But social media has revolutionized communications as we know it. So, now you have to push a button and things move for you. So being connected, not just here in your own country, now we're global, we're worldwide. And that has revolutionized not just radio and TV, but music and all things that are media.
Do you think that's To be a guest on our show, go to our website, www.watchhollywood.tv, and click on Contact.